Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Magic Bum Bun and I'm so happy to have you here. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, this is a pick a pile for the new moon in Pisces coming up March 2nd. So a little over a week away, but we have this pick a pile style, and I know it looks very weird at first because we have some tarot cards that are already facing up. But that is intentional. So hear me out. This is intentional. So I'm just doing things a little bit different here, trying new things out, and I want to give this a try. And let me know in the comments what you think about this type of choosing your pile. Again, the timestamp to forward to your reading will be in the description box below. And we always start with some tarot after we get some oracle in there with the beginning oracle here, and then we'll move to tarot, then more oracle. So, we'll get in depth for your reading for that new moon in Pisces vibes to find out what is going on or what energy is there for you. What do you need to be wary of? Your blessings, what you need to be banishing. And so how I have it out here to help you pick your pile. And again, once you pick your pile, there's a timestamp in the description box. You click it and it will fast forward to your reading. For some people, maybe one or more piles is calling to you, but perhaps all three. So feel free to watch as many. Sometimes you may not feel or resonate with maybe the first pick and you want to pick a different one. That's absolutely fine. Trust your instincts, trust your intuition, and remember, this is a general reading, so not everything is going to resonate because it is for many different energies for people who are aligned with this reading who may come across this video. Okay, so what I have here, why I have these out here, is because I wanted to kind of, actually, I asked the deck 3 times which card is going to govern which. So when pile number 1 came up, I asked who's going to take care of pile number 1, who wants to be there for pile 1, and we have the world come in here. So perhaps you have a lot of Saturn placements, perhaps maybe you are resonating with Capricorn, who's ruled by Saturn, so maybe this card, or you just like the world card, maybe that resonates with you, or 21 might be a number that you've been seeing. So keep that in mind for pile number 1, unless you just like the pile usually on the left hand side, so you can always go with that too. Next up in the middles, we have the death card. This is a message from death, perhaps a past ancestor. So keep that in mind as a message. We have 13. So again, we have death, which has Scorpio vibes attached to it. Scorpio and Pluto, but Scorpio vibes is attached to the death card. So perhaps if you have high Scorpio placements, maybe you would resonate with this, or you just like the middle pile or pile number 2. You like the number 2. That's fine too. Okay, and then pile number 3, we've got Libra vibes. We have Justice. We have 11. So you might be seeing 11 a lot. Maybe you resonate with that. Or you just like the number 3 because it's pile number 3, or whatever pile's all the way on the right. So, we've got that. We've got Saturn, we've got Scorpio, and we got Libra present here, or the world, death, or justice, perhaps by numbers. So that's just kind of like how you feel, how you're feeling towards your reading. So again, take your time, pause the video if you need to, come back to it. Make sure you have something to drink. These readings can be kind of long, about 20 minutes a piece. You can come back and choose, what pile you want to go with, and I will catch you guys in your video, in your reading. Okay, bye. Hello and welcome pile number 1. Welcome on into your reading. So here are the cards again, where we're going to use to start your reading, and then we'll bring in some tarot and end on more oracle cards. So here we have the world. I will put the world to the side. They are a type of fixed energy with those fixed signs being there, talking about a completion of a cycle that will be present here. Also boundaries, transformation into a new phase of your life. Those will all be present. Actually, let me put it, let's see if we'll fit right there, because I know we're going to have a lot of tarot kind of coming into here. More tarot, I should say, from a different tarot deck that I have actually right here waiting. But let's start with your oracle. Let's get some, what type of energy should be expecting to do for this new moon in Pisces. So we have let it go, relax, and release, and forgiveness set yourself free, kind of going with the flow. For some of you, you will be actually letting things go so you can have forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for others, no longer wasting your energy on harping on things that you can no longer change. I know typically the new moons are very better for, or so depending on how you use it, it is, you know, it's preference, it's personal. How I prefer it is for a manifestation, but sometimes we can't manifest something if we're too busy harping on things in the past versus letting this completion come to a cycle, like full close, you know, and realizing we have to set our boundaries, you know, understanding like you're forgiving someone, but you're not forgetting what they've done. You just want to be able to move on from this and forgive yourself from always having to think about it. Like, okay, you've done your time, you've done your grieving, you've done, you know, you've done all that you could, and now it's time to let it go so you can move on. Okay, let us pull in the tarot to get more information about the new moon in Pisces for pile number 1. And yes, if you do hear some music in the background, I do have music playing in the background, some nice lo-fi. I always have that link down below as well. Let us find out pile number 1. Pile number 1. What do you need to know for this new moon in Pisces? There we go. 5 of Cups. We were just kind of discussing this sort of like moment of grief as we see a lot of spilled cups. This person even looks like they're in mourning with like the black veil across their face. Definitely resonating with this forgiveness card. But we can be coming from a place of active healing, waiting for this healing to be over. 2 of Wands, because you have a lot of energy that requires a lot of passion. It requires, or this has been a challenge for you in that sense of like you've got these 2 options in front of you, information that you have learned, information that you want to use, but it's been very hard because you've been feeling very drained. This new moon may bring to light of like what has really been draining you, what has been giving you your grief, and that's why you need to manifest in a sense of like a release, like actively looking for a release. 10 of Pentacles. This could be dealing with a lot of family, a loss of money. This could be dealing with, when I say a lot with family, this could be your community, your inner community. Chosen family members could be in a disharmony right now, feeling torn, pulled in 2 different directions, because maybe there was a loss, there was hurt, there was a feeling of helplessness going on, like dangling from a tree branch like this, the tree about to break. And that's why we kind of like have this like control situation. Why let go could be there is because you've been trying to control the situation to push it in a sort of direction you want it to go in, but there's other people involved in it and it's causing you a form of grief. King of Cups. So the King of Cups, I always resonate with the fixed sign of Scorpio for the water signs. It can represent other water signs like Cancer and Pisces, but I do the King of Cups is someone who's emotionally intelligent, has stability when everything's kind of going up and down and crazy. They know how to trust their intuition. They're the master artist. So because of that mastery, and the fixed sign of Scorpio is where I associate that King of Scorpio energy. So this could be a person with high Scorpio placements. This is a highly creative person. As you see kind of life fulfillment with the 1 cup, you're able to do a lot more because you're focusing on one. You've refilled the cup that is here. This is the goal for that night, that new moon. That could be a hint for self-care, which we will have self-care later on in the reading. Towards the end, we'll do some self-care cards so you can get some ideas for that for the new moon in Pisces pile number 1. More Page of Cups. You might be using this night for this new moon in Pisces. It is like a challenge for you, though, to be very in tune with your emotions or more of the psychic abilities. You're trying to be more analytical about it versus just trusting your instincts, trusting your intuition. Also, your intuition and guidance of which path you want to take, where you want to pour this new energy, especially if you feel like you're being torn in two by two different people. They're trying to make you take sides, you know, for this new moon. And 10 of Swords. A lot of you, there is, and with the World card, it brings in with the 10 another cycle, another form of a cycle. Like we're reaching an end of a cycle that may, you know, like I said, there's disharmony. There could be disharmony in your family, disharmony in your chosen family and friends, your community. You kind of feel like someone's was backstabbing you. Maybe this could be a Scorpio placement. Again, Page of Cups is keeper of all waters, so it could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, not just singling out the Scorpio in there. That could have felt like they were backstabbing you, and it's like it's a process. It'll be with the phase of the moon, from the new moon to the full moon, of discovering these secrets and lies, things that weren't what you thought they were going to be. But in the end, it's because it's a cycle of forgiveness. It's a cycle of, okay, I remember what you did, so you're going to have to put up your boundaries. Because also the world kind of brings in boundaries, so that you've taken the lesson you've learned, like that Two of Wands in there, the lesson you've learned, and you're going to apply that to make sure you don't get hurt again, to the best of your intention, because no one can guarantee that. But if you learn from your lesson, you can try. So far we've got 2 10s, not very happy ending 10s, but at the very least it's a cycle coming to an end. 3 of Cups, so we have so much water, so much completion going into here. So what you've been wanting to do, this could be hanging out with friends, like at least 2 other of your friends. Think of this as a trio, a golden trio, if you will, that you want to celebrate your work, celebrate your creation, celebrate your finding your muse. We see that in the future, that you're trying to use this Pisces, this new moon in Pisces, to manifest creativity, to strengthen those intuitive powers that have been a great challenge for you, because you're not sure what you should or shouldn't be doing. You're not trusting that inner voice, right? Because there's a lot of grief that's been like on your mind lately. So it's been very hard to trust that voice. The Hierophant, this is at least some grounding energy with Taurus energy coming in with the Hierophant, that some of you may be wanting to find a mentor, someone you can get guidance from. For some of you, this could be professional guidance, and this in the meaning of like professional help if you need to seek therapy for, or like someone to come and deal with family life. You may be needing to seek that sort of therapy. And for others, this is just about gaining knowledge that isn't you're playing to, like, if, okay, let's think of it this way. If trusting your intuition, you haven't been able to fully trust it, you're going to go and find the knowledge somewhere, like written in a book, something that is going to be explained to you, and that's what's going to make you feel better, because you've gone and you've done the research, you've learned the lesson, right? You've got this lesson coming into here from the Hierophant being passed on to you. Ace of Wands. With that Ace of Wands energy, we got like from the 2 to the Ace of Wands, and let's grab this last card here. 7 of Cups. Sorry, put those to the side so we have space for everything. So this is the crowning card. This is the 7 of Cups. So this is kind of pushing into this. There's been a lot of options. There's been a lot of paths you could be taking. And we're seeing like some of your paths are leading to form of completion, to start again. Now we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. That isn't necessarily meaning no, it's just meaning not yet. There is something that is going to be delaying you, something that's going to be stagnant. The energy will be stagnant until we've reached these form of completions, where we've learned the lesson of where this backstabbing might have happened, where you've found a mentor or found the guidance that is required. That it feels like those, because there's not a lot of clarity in your path making. For some of you out there, there's just so many options, and you know, some of those options are good, some of them are bad. That's where we have that 2 of Wands, where it's a great challenge of where you're going to pour your energy, your time, you know, and you're going to be using this time, this new moon in Pisces, to really meditate on the matter, finding more information. And this could also be a group of friends that you feel very, very tight and close, up to at least 3 other people, if that you feel like you need to express yourself, you need to express your emotions, you need to be able to talk to them. There could be someone as well with that, we're looking for that keen in particular as a mentor, who wants to like be able, like they're stable, they're or not like what am I trying to say, like they're consistent, they're thorough, when you speak to them, they don't talk down to you. You can ask them questions and you don't feel stupid when you ask them questions. You can be open and free around them. And then for some of you, you need to find that person to bring them into your group, like cutting out people who are backstabbing you and bringing in more people that can uplift you. This new moon in Pisces could be about how you're trying to uplift some of your dreams, your paths, that you're having to clear out the bad and realize that not everything is going to be as quick as you want it to be. And some of you will be starting a whole new cycle with that Ace of Wands energy, kind of like this is already done and over with. Some of you have a new passion will be revealed to you during the phase of the new moon, like from the new moon on to the full moon. It could be for that for you, but we have to let go of these hurts, like, you know, let go. And it's so easy to say just forgive and forget, but I don't personally live like that, especially if it's repetitive. People do make mistakes. People do. It may have been just like a knee-jerk reaction. They didn't mean it, and they are truly, sincerely sorry. So that would be up to you, pile number one, if you really want to truly like allow the forgiveness and let it go. For some of you, that will be what is most beneficial. For others of you, it's more about learning the lesson. When you started feeling like icky vibes from this person, that you are now going to strengthen that intuition. You're going to start putting those boundaries and those limitations. Not like putting a wall up for everyone and anyone, but you're going to start trusting it when things just don't feel right. So this will be coming to light for that new moon in Pisces for you. This could be coming through as dreams. Since we have so much water, it's going to be something spiritual. We even have like this flow of water into here. For some of you, you may want to take a nice cleansing bath before, if you do like rituals at night, to cleanse yourself of any of these energies so you can focus on the new cycle you will be manifesting. So a lot of preparation work for you, pile number one, is coming through. Actually, we're going to keep you guys up here. We're going to move everyone over just a little bit because we're going to bring in some oracles so we can fit them here so you can sort of see everything together. Okay, let's look particularly what it is that you need to surrender. Pile number one. What do you need to surrender for this new moon in Pisces? Let's do that again. What does pile number one need to surrender for the new moon in Pisces? Surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. And this is kind of like with that let it go right there. Surrender the drama, let it go. It doesn't involve you. This could be other family members having a dispute. Like I told you, it feels like they're trying to pull you into their cycle. They're trying to pull you in and get you to pick sides, and you don't want to, or instinctually you kind of know which one it is, but you don't want to say it out loud. And it's just hurting you right now. It's just hurting you. You may feel like you're a peacemaker, or you need to find a peacemaker to bring back that harmony to your family, to your friends, to your environment as well. It could also be a work environment with that pentacles being there. Surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are, without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision. And that was definitely like holding true about all of like the situation. Like I said, people are taking advantage of the situation or trying to make you like pull you into the drama. You're becoming more aware of it. This new moon in Pisces is becoming more aware of all the choices, the options that have been led in front of you. Pile number one, so that things will become more clear, because you're going to be letting things go. You're going to let the cycle come to a close and then focus on the one thing that you have the power to adapt to and to change. And then we have surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. And this could be something because you want, as the moon grows full, picture just like this, you know, picture like with the moon being present on all these cards, picture your self-esteem growing as the moon grows. For some of you, that will be a ritual you might want to perform. This is also surrender denial. When you talk about yourself, like you are denying yourself success, love, and abundance because you feel like you don't deserve it, and that is not true at all whatsoever. So some of you will need to surrender that. Okay, so we've got this one. Let me see if there's anybody else before we do self-care. Let's just do at least one from our secret garden for pile number 1. Anyone that wants to? Yes? No? Okay. Yes? We have 2. We'll take 2. That's fine. Bloom and attract more than butterflies. Bloom right there with that self-esteem. And some of you, like I said, forgive yourself so you no longer hold back your success and love and abundance that is for you. And then we have opportunity. There's no use looking for luck. It arrives at unexpected times. So an opportunity could be heading your way for this new moon. And this is where we see this, the Ace of Wands, especially when you can't force the situation. Like I said, it was going to be delayed for you, and this opportunity could be coming in when you least expect it. Kind of like when it feels like your world is being turned upside down. In that sense, you're like, how can I make anything of what's falling apart? You'll be able to do so. Pile number 1. Okay, definitely some self-care. And remember, when it comes to self-care, you can choose to do all of these. You don't have to do any of these. You can do one of these. You can do it, the night of the new moon, or you can do it the night before and after, whenever you have the opportunity to do this self-care. That is up to your own discretion. Some of the self-care might inspire you to do something else that is similar or better suited to your needs. What can pile number 1 do for some self-care for the new moon? Oh. We have drink tea. Some of you might just be hydration. Like I said, we have a lot of cups. Even in this drink tea, we have a cup present. Again, that one cup that is a focus. Some of you will be needing just to drink some tea, hydration. If you don't like tea, you can't try or don't want to try tea, making sure it's just water, maybe lemon water, but keeping it cool, calm, and collected in that sense. Like for some of us, I know we can get really cozy with a cup of coffee, and you are an adult. You can decide if you can handle that cup of coffee whenever it is you want to do this. If it's early in the afternoon, you don't have to do this at night, like on the night of the new moon. Write a gratitude list. Some of you need to find out what your blessings are by writing out those areas of gratitude, like these friends, emotional support. You're trying to figure out what it is forgiveness, like what it is you are forgiving for yourself or for others. What are you thankful for? Opportunities you are thankful for as well. And then clear your energy field. And we kind of discussed this a little bit ago about some of you to prepare for that new moon. And Pisces will need to cleanse the air, cleanse the energy around you. And you can do that via a smoke cleanse, or, if you can, safely boil water with like some oranges or cinnamon, things like that. You can boil that. Some people can't handle the smoke from a smoke cleanse, like it irritates them. We'll do that on the stove, or you can use music, you can use loud noises, anything you can, or you can envision a golden light surrounding your person, okay? And thank you so much, pile number 1, for being here with me for your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you would like to do an energy exchange, which is a tip via Ko-Fi, talked about that tea, you can get me a tea or a coffee or a bubble tea in the description below. I'll have a link to that. If you want more tarot content, check out my other videos here on YouTube. If you like this style of video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to like it so I know you like it. Drop a comment. I do love to read your comments. And, subscribe to the channel. I love to have you around for future videos. And thank you so much, pile number 1. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. welcome on into your reading for the new moon in Pisces, what your blessings will be, what you need to manifest, maybe things you need to do to prep for that new moon in Pisces. If you're here, it's because you either like pile number 2 or you are drawn in by the Death card, a message from spirit, a message from someone, a past relative or an ancestor who has passed on. That is the messenger of death themselves. Let us find out. Also, the Death card kind of brings us in a transformation energy. So perhaps this new moon is about manifesting change, getting rid of stagnant energy for some of you. Seeing the light come up, seeing the darkness come to a close, and bringing in new energy, new vibes, something that to look forward to with that Death card. Death is never one that, you always say is perhaps like a not a pleasant messenger to get, but they're neutral. They don't have favorites. They're just there to send that message. Okay, let's just find out. Let's start with your oracle, then we'll do tarot, and then more oracle. Energy, intense, passion, and power. Oops, sorry, camera here. Energy, intense, passion, and power, and peace, harmony, and contentment. I feel like pile number 2, you might go through like a burst of thought, a burst, like I said, the energy of change, and that will bring you more peace and harmony, kind of like something that needs to break before you can rebuild it as well. And it will bring you a lot of peace, inner peace. This new moon is about manifesting that energy you need to create that peace and harmony to reach your contentment. Okay, so we're going to put these guys kind of like over here, and we're going to bring in the tarot. Hold on, we're missing one card. Here we go. And let us find out some more information for pile number 2 for this new moon in Pisces energy. What magical energy is being sent your way? What are your blessings? What do you need to surrender and banish? And we know the new moon is great for manifestation, at least how I view it. But we'll see. Sometimes people need to cleanse old energy, old stagnant energy, before you can embrace the changes of the new moon. Okay, we ready, pile number 2? Let us find out more information. Four of Swords. Some of you are just requiring some rest and meditation. There have been issues that maybe you've put to the side. You're trying to figure out how to deal with it. You need that burst of energy. Needing to create a space around you that brings you peace and harmony. It could be like you need to clean your room. You need to clean the area where your bed is. You need to clean, put new fresh bed sheets on your bed. This could be like, hey, reminder, you need to take care of your space. The Lovers, so a lot of love, vibes, communication. The Lovers brings up this Gemini energy, a form of communication, wanting to embrace that aspect of yourself, wanting to speak your truth, speak about what brings you happiness, what brings you peace and joy. So there could be a lot of vocal manifestations that you need to do. You need affirmations in that way as well. But this could be a challenge if maybe you're more of like, you don't like to speak things into existence. You might need to write them out. Any form of communication could work. This could also be a message you need to send to yourself, as we have that messenger there. What message would you give to yourself in the future? What message would you want your future self to give to you right now? What would you be accepting of, or what do you need to hear? The Two of Swords, trusting your intuition. You were trying to make a decision as well. And we have the duality with the Lovers and the 2. We have a balancing act. We even have it with the 4s. So bringing in a lot of balance also between energy and peace. Being able to do those bursts of energy, but also take the rest that is required of you, is what you might need to focus on for this new moon in Pisces. Another card of balance, 6 of Wands, with that 6 from the Lovers. So, oops, excuse me. Pile number 2, we've got that 6 of Wands, having the rest before you can like take the crown. You can have that sense of victory. For some of you, you want to affirm or communicate. You want to say like why you feel victorious or why you should have the victories, and it's hard for you because maybe you don't feel that you deserve it. Some of you might be having an issue with finding that peace and contentment, maybe judging yourself too harshly. That's why we have death in there, not just as a messenger, but as like, hey, this burst of energy will help you complete this cycle and have it over so that you can move on to the next phase of things. The High Priestess, more duality. Now, the High Priestess is connected to the moon, so this new moon could be very significant. It could be very significant for you, pile number 2, in terms of balancing with your higher self, needing to have that time with your higher self, dedication to your higher self, to your spirit guides, your divine team, or to a partner. Lovers can, actually mean a physical person in your life that is significant to you, that you value, that you want to connect with, have a deeper form of connection with them. But you could be thinking more with your mind, and that's why it's hard to communicate, because you're not speaking with your heart. You're not speaking intuitively. You don't trust your voice, and that's where you kind of like these quiet vibes. You're waiting for perfection before you can express yourself. The Empress. So definitely when we see this coming up, we have the Empress, which is Taurus and Libra vibes. We have this love kind of coming in here with the Lovers, the High Priestess, the Empress. This balancing act we see here. And it could be like I said, with a partner. This new moon might be trying to manifest a partner, but you're trying to rush it instead of being patient with it. You're trying to change your values, change what it is that you're willing to have your high standards for. Someone might feel like they're cutting down your standards. Like you have to concede. You have to pick between this one and this one versus not breaking, because you feel like I said, some of you might be having that stagnant energy. You might be feeling like you can't allow love in. And this is also for some of you who are like, I'm not looking for love. I don't want love. I don't want that with another person. This could be just between you and your higher self, that you may not realize it. It could be something that's subconscious, that you're not manifesting love and abundance and for yourself, that you are actually the roadblock here. You're the one who's not trusting your own voice. You're the one who is putting you in these tough situations and giving yourself some tough love, and making things harder on yourself. Okay, you're the one who's preventing this peace and joy, because either you can't make a decision, you can't commit to your decision, or you're trying to waste all of your energy on a project or on a situation that just needs to basically come to an end. Seven of Cups in reverse. Things are becoming more clear to you. Some of you might need, and we had that from the Four of Swords, some meditation. Like I said, you need to clean up. Also with that Empress energy, you need to clean up your area. You need to make it comfortable. For some of you, the High Priestess brings in more of a studious kind of mindset of understanding intuitively, trusting that voice of where you need to cleanse your area, cleanse your space, and like literally throw things away. You need to declutter. There's some area in your life that is super cluttered, and it's hard to read any messages. It's hard to get your downloads. It's hard to attach to your higher self because you're distracted. There is no peace around you. There's always distractions around you, and we're trying to bring in that clarity. 10 of Swords in reverse. So some of you, this could be love from a past lover. Someone with the moon is with Cancer, Cancer, the zodiac sign of Cancer. We have also the Empress with Taurus and Libra, because Venus, the Empress connected to Venus, and Venus rules over both those signs. That's the correlation. A past love might have really hurt you, and you're starting to heal from the process. You're starting to talk to somebody else, or it's very challenging, I should say, to really open up to that other person. It could be you went through really tough situations, for those who, like I said, are not looking for a partner. And again, remember, this is a general reading, so that's why I'm trying to do this in a form of for those who are looking for love and for those who are not looking for love, and trying to keep it very even, very fair between the two. We have, like I said, a huge love vibe coming into this, but this could be love for your space. Love for, like, the swords are falling out, you need to pick them up and put them away. Like, you need to do this to feel victorious again, to put you also in a place of victory, of, like, when you set your things up, that now you can get to work. You can sit at your desk, and you can now get to work because you've taken care of the distractions. And then we have the King of Cups. Some Scorpio energy being present here. Let me grab the last card. 9 of Swords. So this could be coming for some of you. There is a lot of healing. There has been, with that Nine of Swords being present here, something that was emotional. The TikTok, the emotional damage comes into mind with the emotional immaturity of this King of Cups in reverse, right? Has given you a lot of anxiety, a lot of like you're waking up in the middle of the night because you're not finding peace. There's something that's kind of coming in, a spark and energy that is waking you up in the middle of the night, and it leaves you potentially speechless, and you may forget about it and not sure like in the morning of where it came from or what woke you up. You know, this could be, like I said, with the dreams connecting, like a download from a past ancestor that's been trying to connect with you, and you're constantly shutting them out as well. And you could have had a bad experience. That's why. So you don't want to experience this again. You're trying to run away from the situation versus tackling it head on. And this goes to not just like significant others or those who are just looking for your higher self. This is just for pile number 2 in general. This is about tackling your problems head on. You know, sticking with the decision and following through with that decision so it brings you inner peace, and no longer hiding from what is no longer hurting you. We see this person like holding their throat. Someone's stealing their voice in a sense, something to feeling like they can't communicate. You know, you need to take that time to really meditate on it. And if you're waking up in the middle of the night in this new moon, sometimes around new and full moons for some people, you could be very highly sensitive. And since it's a new moon in Pisces is kind of like ruled by Neptune, is like, you know, all of these dreams, all of these when you think of like a Pisces, they're daydreaming constantly, they're thinking of peace or, you know, a burst of energy, creativity. Some of you could be feeling a creative block that you can't communicate with it. You don't know why it's happening. If you have a journal, you can have it, or, you know, I wouldn't, you know, if you can't go on your phone, sometimes it's easier. You can voice record, hey, my dream was XYZ, and you can analyze it in the morning to see what your subconscious is trying to send you. Maybe for some of you, you had a picture or a dream of someone from your past that's trying to send you a message from an ancestor, or what you can define as a spirit guide that is trying to reach out to you. Like I said, it could have high Scorpio placements with that King of Cups energy being right there. Also can relate to Cancer and Pisces energy. I just particular with the King of Cups associated with the fixed sign of Scorpio. Which, like I said, death, that double Scorpio. This could be a message from a Scorpio that is trying to talk to you about your space, about your area is bringing you a lot of, I don't like to use this term very lightly, but some of you, it could be stressing you out more, stressing out your anxiety. And so not cleaning your space will not like solve it, but it can definitely help improve your mood. It can help you trying to like give you something to focus on and understand that this is where the message is coming from. So like if you needed an affirmation, or just like, hey, like, what is telling me what to do right now? For pile number 2, this is look into this place where you sleep at night, where you should feel the most comfortable and relaxing, and making sure you take distractions out of that space. Making sure you dedicate to cleaning your space, to adding smoke essence, you know, something to liven the space up, to bring it, you know, if you can safely is what I meant to say, safely light some candles, make it romantic. Also, the King of Cups is all about romance. There's a lack of dedication and romance for pile number 2, and like I said, it could be romance with another person. There just feels like there's like, it's hard to have that connection with that other person. And for some of you, it's just honestly self-love. It's giving your time, giving you that dedication to yourself, you know, not distracting. Like if you're trying to do something for yourself, do not get distracted. Make yourself a priority. Think of it as in a relationship with your higher self, pile number 2. So you're trying to do, you know, what is best for yourself. Okay, let me move everyone to the side. And we're going to bring in some oracle. We're going to actually put this oracle up here. Let's bring in a few oracles here. What does pile number 2 need to surrender for that new moon in Pisces? And with this information for this new moon in Pisces, for some of you, you may be wanting to manifest a more beautiful lifestyle, or a beautiful room, or a beautiful, you know, like environment where you want to, like, you know, you're going to be starting for a whole moon cycle. So the new moon is great for like manifesting that. Since for me in particularly, I know it's personal preference, but I believe like the new moon, you want it to grow with into the full moon, where then you can like give your gratitude and your thanks, cleanse and charge things on the full moon. So with this new moon in Pisces, you're going to want to really like start the process of that, where you're going to get your things in order. You maybe write a list out of like what it is that you need to get done in this space. Okay, but let's find out pile number 2. What do you need to surrender? What do you need to surrender for this new moon in Pisces? Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or a situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you're energized and happy, move forward. And we see that we were talking about duality, right? On this side, we have energy and peace and harmony. And, you know, that's about listening to your body in a sense of like, if someone's like feeling like energetic, you're like, great, I love being around you. This is where we're seeing this energy here. On the other side of that, if someone is making you feel drained, they're making you run around, run in circles, and no progress is being made because someone is manipulating the situation. That King of Cups might be, you know, a lesson that is really hard for you to learn. You're not ready to let this person go. You're not ready. It's kind of like, but I can fix them energy. And it's like, no, this is a very tough lesson for you to learn, that you need to let this person go. Trusting that intuition. For some of you, the High Priestess in reverse, or not trusting your intuition, or that of someone else who's like, hey, I'm looking at the situation from the outside. You were very strongly independent, and you didn't need this person. You were very much like okay being alone. And since this person's come into the picture, they've drained you. You're no longer prioritizing yourself. Okay, so that could be true for some of you there. And then we have surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or to solve a problem. And this is where we were talking about that Pisces energy, that very creative energy. For some of you, you might need to express your stress, you know, create in a creative manner. Like you need to do artwork to do so, or poetry, you know, that form of communication that really, really like sparks that energy and that interest. You get excited about doing it. And then we have surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. And this is about defining and finding your magic. And look, we have a horse back there. We have a horse there. So this is a message directly sent to you. This will apply to everybody. Remember the magic that is within you. That, you know, even though we kind of do mundane things, or you try to find, you know, creative solutions, but in a mundane way, it still has magical attributes because you're a part of the process. Okay. Secret Garden. Hold on. I'm trying to grab them so they don't fail. Let's just grab like 1 or 2 from the Secret Garden, and then we're gonna add with some We're gonna end with some self-care cards. Okay. Potential. The littlest key can open the heaviest door. You know, potential, which is really great. Which we're gonna grab one more. We've got courage. When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. Okay, we put this to the side really quick so I don't spill them all over the place. Not that that's ever happened. What? Okay, anyway. Potential. The littlest keys can open the heaviest doors. Like, everything has potential. This is what we're also talking about, the magic of things. And even if when you're doing this, for some of you who are dealing with your higher self, that little spark, for some of you it might not be like this huge spark of energy. It could be something very small, and that's why it feels like mundane to you, but it is a little bit of magic coming in there to start this transformation. And having the courage to do so, to allow the process. And for some of you, that's courage to let a toxic cycle come to an end, and no longer denying what it is doing to you and to your energy. Okay. Let us end your reading with some self-care. And this self-care you can do all of it, you can do none of it, you can just it just inspires you to do something. There are no rules, especially with all this tarot, but specifically with the self-care oracle, because sometimes some people can do it, or they don't have the resources, and you know, it's just there to inspire you. And you can do it the night of the new moon, before or afterwards, you know, the week of, just, you know, with intent. You do this with intent. This is your moment. Find the time when you find the time to do so. For some of you, the self-care is already coming through, as in you're cleaning your space. And you don't even need these, but that's all up to you. So here we go. Here's some inspiration for pile number 2. For some of you, this is singing, and then we're kind of talking about that, like with the communication. If you don't know what to say, you don't want to recite poems, maybe some of you just need to sing. Even if when you're singing while you're cleaning, this could be a boost, like the energy you need to kind of get things moving. Let me just put it right here for right now. For some of you, sex, and this could be with a partner or by yourself. I know this is implying with a partner, but not necessary. This is that love to your body. This is just you being romantic and turning yourself on. You know, play that good music. Get yourself in the mood. This is how you could also be creatively, like, solving this problem. For some of you, you might want to just buy some sexy lingerie. This doesn't actually have to be the meaning, like having like sex. This could just be feeling sexy, feeling empowered. I'm trying to like show all that, but and then let me grab the last one. It's also for some of you is claiming that bed back for your rest and relaxation. The Empress is all for this. This is that burst that's feeling sexy and lovely and like in your space, in your zone, and not rushing it. Do not rush the process for this. Take your time. And awkward timing, but we have family. We're just gonna separate that. But some of you need comfort, and just you need to find family. And this is where we also see like that High Priestess and the Empress. It could be from your mother or your mother's side of the family. You're requiring that family, that comfort. Maybe for some of you it's taking, remember I was just saying like they're trying to tell you, hey, this person that you might be seeing or what you're doing to yourself isn't healthy. It's coming from a place of love. And just because I saw it there, and I was just talking about cleaning your space, this was sitting underneath there. For some of you, you might need to ask your family for help. Like you don't know how to clean something, or it's overwhelming. So you might need to ask your family for help. Like just like you can't do it on your own. Can you help at least maybe get me started? Have someone come in the room and be like, what can I do? For some of you, if you don't know how to make the room comfortable, like you know, like the basic, like get the clothes off the floor or something like that, but you don't know how to elevate it, you might have a family member out there that can actually help you with that too. Okay, this is the best I can do. for let me see if I can zoom this out a little bit. There we go. Okay, pile number 2. Thank you for being here for your reading. If you enjoyed your reading, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. You drop a comment. I love to read your comment. Let me know if this resonated with you, if you're going to be doing any of this self-care, you know, all that good stuff. Please subscribe to the channel if you like these types of videos. I will be providing more of these types of videos every new and full moon, plus a lot of in between, at least once a week, a pick a pile. And if you're inclined to, don't have to, but if you're inclined to, you want to drop an energy exchange, the link to my Ko-Fi is in the description box, where you can tip me so I can get myself a coffee, you know, all that good stuff down in the description box. All my socials are in there. And thank you again for being here, pile number 2. I hope this resonated. I hope this helps you and helps you in preparation for that new moon in Pisces. Okay, have a magical evening, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello and welcome in pile number 3, those who have picked Justice as your card, the Libra energy. So with Justice comes balance, it comes divine timing, there is keeping the peace, keeping things very fair. And we'll find out more when we get into the tarot side of things, of where maybe this balance, there could be like balance you're lacking. So like when you're using the new moon in Pisces, it could be manifesting. And like even more being more specific, for some of you with Pisces, could be like dreams you're trying to manifest. Maybe when you're trying to manifest these dreams, you're focusing in on one side more than the other. And we're going to be told the truth of this. I was thinking of like bringing it into the light, but it is a new moon. So, but you know, we'll keep that in mind when we go through our reading. Keeping the peace, that sort of thing, when we have the Justice card, who is here to govern the reading. So we're going to start with Oracle, and then we're going to move into Tarot, and then more Oracle cards for this reading. If you've never been here before, that's typically the style I'll do if I start with some Oracles like this. Okay? So we have flow, see where it takes you, and freedom, spread your wings. So some of you, you're just going with the flow could lead to certain freedoms that you've been wanting. Going with the flow is just more of like you can't control the situation. You have to allow it just to have the freedom to do what it needs to do. For some of you, this could be like that balancing act we we're talking about, that maybe some of you have been focusing in on what you can control versus allowing things to be free, allowing things just to flow, allowing things just to do what they need to do to get done, and seeing where the divine timing is going to set in with that freedom, that power of freedom that we have. Like you're just needing to allow it to happen. So we're going to go into the tarot to find out more information for pile number 3. This new moon in Pisces energy. Like I said, this could be when you're trying to manifest. Some of you may not understand, like, you know, if you're trying to focus in on one thing to manifest, why it's not working. And it could be that it's not meant for you, or you're not able to control that aspect, that there's outside forces controlling it. And you only have the freedom to basically to control what you can change and adapt to while you're trying to learn to manifest. I'm actually going to put this right here just for now. I'll move it later. I will move it later, especially when we have to bring in more oracle cards. Okay, let's just do that one more time, and then we will get started on your reading, pile number 3 of more information, blessings, and what you need to banish for this new moon in Pisces. And banishing could just be prep work you need to do for that new moon, like to prepare for that new moon as well. In order to manifest, to receive, you need to do that sort of stuff. We have the 8 of Swords. Actually, it's really interesting. This is like another card of like liberation, of freedom. Having it in the reverse, trying to keep that mindset of like, you know, making sure that you're not the one in the way of your freedom, making sure you're not in the way of your manifestations, becoming more aware of the situation. Temperance, another card of balancing. This is also Sagittarius vibes. There could be an area where maybe you guys are actually too free with things. You're actually not bringing in a lot of structure and balance, and this new moon is about bringing that in. A lot of this could also be associated with disharmony at work, or disharmony with your higher self. You're not seeing eye to eye with your spirit guides, or you're not choosing to listen. You could be feeling that you're not protected, that you're left out in the open. That could be that as well. Camera, stop it. Thank you. That could be feeling like that as well. And remember, this is a general reading, so I'm trying to make sure I cover all my bases to cover those who are attuned or into this reading. So you'll have to pick what resonates and what doesn't. And that's just, you know, the give and take of a general reading, just so you're aware if you haven't been here before. King of Wands, that Leo energy, and I say that because I'm a Leo sun, but we have that King of Wands energy. Leo, someone who is an influencer, bringing in some fire to a little bit of like this water kind of energy, this water and air energy being brought into here. We have more fire with Sagittarius and the King of Wands. For some of you, it's lacking confidence. So maybe I kind of also get this vibe of like, there's no authority here. There is no authority in your voice. You're just more of allowing things to flow in certain areas versus taking control of those. So I see that's where the misbalance. This new moon is going to bring to light a lot of new bring to light imbalances within your life, of where you're letting things become like too flowing, you're allowing too much freedom, and where then you're becoming more controlling. It's like they need to swap. But let's find out more information. 6 of Swords. We have kind of like that veil of protection there. We have that kind of like the sense of like you've been moving on, still collecting your swords and bringing them along with you. But for some of you, this is about your connection, like leading with the divine intent, like allowing like those voices to come in, like when you kind of have like this instinctual voice or like direction to go into, and you're trusting the process. 3 of Pentacles. So some of you are trying to build something. You're trying to leave something behind to build something new. And collaboration is key, but there's disharmony there. There's disharmony harmony with this collaboration. You don't want to work with others. There's very much like this solitude, like I'm going to do it myself. I'm not going to ask for people. And this is like another part of this imbalance. You can't do it all on your own. Like, you know, you're only maybe trusting the divine, but not the mundane, what or you consider to be the mundane. Like, you're like, other people, I don't need them. And you know, that's only true to a certain extent. There's some things that you have to be that influential like person, like you need to be able to influence others when you speak about your ideas, and that's where, like, you know, you're going with the flow, you're talking about it. And then there's other areas of where you're like, you know, you can't control this situation, like you can't do it all on your own. You need to learn to have delegation as well. 8 of Cups. Okay, so something is missing, and this could definitely be partnership with another person, that balancing act. Something is missing with that 8 of Cups energy coming into here, and you don't know what it is. This is your invitation for some of you as well to take a trip, if you can safely take a trip out there, in the sense of like, you need a change of area. You need to change your space. You need to like refresh it. A new form of communication for some of you out there, like communicating with others when you're talking about your ideas, coming from a place of like not letting people push you around. If maybe that was your experience back then, like people made you feel like very entrapped. There was a lot of disagreement, so you feel like you can no longer voice those opinions anymore. So you're choosing like just to do it on your own, and you feel a sense of freedom doing that. And to a certain extent, again, like that is true. There is a certain amount of freedom you get with that, but then you also can get cut off from that flow of creativity, that flow of life, that flow with the collective powers. It could also leading to like the loss of the feeling of connection to the divine, because you could be cutting out more than just people that you know in real life or that you communicate with in real life. It could be a connection to the divine. The Empress card. Taking it easy. Oh, actually, let me see if I can. Empress, ruled by the planet Venus, which rules over both Libra and Taurus energy, is one who's able to create with chaos around them, who is able to take chaotic energy and create something beautiful within it. But also keep in mind, this is the energy of letting it flow. Like this, if you could pick like 2 of these, it is the Empress that represents this ever so much, in the sense of she creates and letting everything kind of have the freedom to express themselves. This is what we're trying to look forward to in the future for you. We have the Sun in reverse. There's a lot of disharmony and challenges in the middle here we have going on for you, pile number 3. When trying to keep things fair, you're doing so many things on your own, it could lead to burnout. And the Sun rules over that Leo energy, so we're kind of like seeing it come full circle in this area. Trying to be influential, but you're also like leaving the situation as well. Like you're not trying to speak to others anymore. You're just leaving the situation. Like if they're not seeing eye to eye, they're like, you know, they're like questioning it. You're like, I can't take this criticism and I'm leaving. And that's not what we want to do. And then we have the 6 of Wands. Okay, let me. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, let me put this to the side and then we'll continue. Can I maybe just a little bit so we can kind of get more of the cards in here. Okay, so leading to your victory, how do we get the crown back on your head? How do we solve this problem of where is this imbalance for you, pile number 3? So what you're doing is, a lot of this is you're trying to constantly, like, you're doubting yourself to where you're like constantly looking at where your investments are. You're wondering if you've put the right time and energy into the right people, into the right work, and why you're not seeing progress. It just feels like nothing is changing for you. This new moon is going to bring a lot of this into light to figure out what it is exactly that you're missing from your plan, what it is that will lead you to victory. And a lot of that comes from allowing collaborations with others to bring back that peace and harmony in your work life. And even if you're working on a project on your own, it is best to speak to others about it to get that other input, but not to close them out if they disagree with you. They could be disagreeing with you because they're like, yo, no, the idea you have isn't broken. Like, we don't see anything overly wrong with it, but it's missing something. And you want to know what that missing piece is. You're not going to be able to find it on your own. And to lead to your freedom, to your choices, to, to letting things flow, to letting that happen, is being able to allow others to put their input in when you ask for it as well. Like, you're sitting down, you're taking notes, and you're ready for it. You know when to end the conversation and to do so like in a keenly manner, in the sense of like, you're not going to berate anyone. You're not going to let your anger or aggression get in the way of this. It's going to help push you forward. So this new moon in Pisces could be dealing with your dreams, or like a dream project you've been trying to like really get off the ground, as we see like the birds flying, getting off the ground, but something is missing on it. And this is where you're going to get that missing information. This is where we're going to bring into light to lead you to that path of victory. You may need to go through the process of what you've done in the past to get to the point you are now, and you've done it by yourself. Now it's about bringing in others, and this could be people who specialize. This doesn't have to be just friends. Maybe friends like don't truly understand what you're working on. This is about bringing in new perspectives, or people who specialize in an area that is relevant to what the project is you're trying to work on. Okay, you're trying to find someone who knows a bit more what you're talking about, and getting their expert opinion on the matter. But this is what's that Sagittarius, that Temperance energy. This is about seeking and finding the truth, but taking it in a very mature way. Understanding the divine is there. They're trying to protect you, but they're trying to time it out right. I'm moving everything over so we can bring in some more oracle cards. Okay, so even though on the surface nothing may seem like it's broken, but there is a piece missing, and you understand that, you're just not seeing where it is right now. So use this new moon cycle about focusing in on what it is, the goals you want to achieve. Okay, let's bring in, it's not all of them. Let's find out what pile number 3, what you need to surrender in this new moon in Pisces. What do you need to surrender? For some of you, I get the feeling that you're going to need to take a few steps back and look back of what part were you trying to like stronghold, like you were trying to make sure an outcome happened, and that's why there's something missing. And that's why we have like the flow and the freedom. There was something that you had to just like kind of let go and let it happen organically. Like, it had to just happen the certain way. And you have to be satisfied with that outcome at the moment. Because things can always change, right? Things always have the power to change. You're going to be gaining new information. But I see just a lot of stressing over something that you shouldn't have like all this control over. Like, it just has to happen. It is in the sense of divine timing. Okay. I'm ready. Let us find out pile number 3. What do you have to surrender? Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. So now we're kind of getting to the core issue here. Things haven't been feeling very fair to you. That's where justice comes in. This isn't because, you're feeling like, I'm going to do it on my own, but while I'm doing it on my own, other people feel like they're blossoming, they're growing, they're so successful. Why am I not doing that? Why am I not here? Why am I not here? Why don't I feel victorious? It's because you're comparing your journey with other people that have done work that you have no idea what they've put into. Some of it, yes, is luck. But a lot of it is being consistent with the vision, consistent with their plans, consistent with their connections, with networking and helping others. lifting others up and others like supporting them back. Surrender resentments. Things are coming out right here for pile number 3. We're getting to the core of the matter here. So we have holding on to resentments only poison you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. So some of you are feeling, you know, like you're not letting things flow, you're not letting things go because you feel like things were not done fairly to you. You feel like, what's it called? Like, you know, how can this person have done better, or why did they like when it says shortcomings, like they didn't do it for you, like they did it for others but they didn't do something for you. You know, you might be having a lot of thoughts of self-doubt, and that's why we have the King of Wands. Like, you know what, you need to have more confidence in yourself. You need to leave a situation with that 8 of Cups and realize that, you know, you can't compare others. You have to leave that mind, that emotion behind, those resentments behind, to focus on your own victory, your own crown, your own power, you know, and letting these other things go, you know. And like I said, for some of you, you may need this might be your form of criticism right now, that you're like, I didn't ask for this, and like, well, you're in the reading, you're gonna get it anyways because it's part of the reading. But being more open to that criticism, and, you know, don't be so high and mighty. Let your ego go in this situation. Okay, and the last one. Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. And this is because like I said, you feel like things aren't fair. You feel like people let you down. You feel like, you know, this harmony which potentially was at work. Like someone burnt you. They weren't being truthful to you, where you thought they were being kind and loving. And this could be with a lot of projects. This could just be a partnership for some of you. And this is where we're trying to bring in that spark back. You're trying to find your magic again. You're trying to let go of things, let go of resentments, let go of comparisons, so you can focus on your own magic and light up the world for the people that are still close to you, the people that are still around you. They're still supporting you, even when you don't feel like they are. Okay, let us bring in at least 1 to 2 cards from the Secret Garden Oracle, and then we're going to go into some self-care. Alright, some Secret Gardens. Oh, there we go. Pile number 3, you got joy. Make time for the little things today. That's as simple as it can be. Find the joy in little things. Find the joy in, you know, things that just bring you happiness, that don't make you think about other people, that think about criticism, that think about, like, you know, like, take your mind off. Find some joy. Do something that's just for yourself. You know, play a game, paint, read a good book, like, to take your mind off of things before you can go back and tackle the problem. Wildflower. Live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. And we have this back to that freedom, that flow, not letting the opinions of others or that judgment of others hold you back anymore, not letting your resentment toward other hold you back anymore. You're focusing in on your own superpowers. Pile number 3. This is about being able to also find that balance between others and yourself, making sure you're making time for both. And with that, we're going to end with some self-care cards. And this self-care, you can do the night of the new moon. You can do the night before and afterwards. You can do all of them. You can do none of them. They can just inspire you to do something. You know, find the time when you can find the time to do these self-care. Just make sure you make that moment to yourself. Okay, prioritize some time for yourself for this new moon in Pisces, okay? All right, pile number 3. What do we have? What are some self-care ideas you can do? Abundance planning. Like for some of you, we were just talking about that. Abundance planning, where you're going to get your money from, how you also can see money flowing to you. And also, abundance doesn't have to be, like, I know there's money. A lot of people attribute abundance just to prosperity, to forms of money. But it could also be abundance in love, abundance in blessings, You can find a lot of abundance in different sources. And excuse my dog in the background. That's my Guinness back there. You might hear him, you know, huffing and barking. We have singing, being able to sing. That some of you might find joy in singing. You might want to sing a song that's empowering, that brings out that magic, maybe a song about magic. And our last card for self-care is tea. We're needing to drink some tea, needing to hydrate, needing, and we see that with that temperance energy with the 2 cups in there, spilling a cup. You may actually literally just not be having a lot of water. So making sure to keep your hydration up. If you don't like tea, then any form of beverage. You're an adult, you're gonna know what you need to drink to have that moment. Also, that just like that little moment of joy, that little moment that is dedicated to yourself. Oops. Please don't mind him. So thank you so much for being here, pile number 3. I do appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. If you like the style, please subscribe to the channel for more videos like that. And if you feel like you don't have to, you can always give me a tip via my Ko-Fi link in the description. It just helps me out, helps me grow, you know, improve these videos, improve my stream on Twitch, all that good stuff. And the Twitch stream information will be down below as well. Thank you again for being here, pile number 3. Let me know, drop a comment, let me know if this resonated with you, and I would love to read your comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.